probably shouldn't have grabbed a shovel because, to quote the old man, when he saw the kid had a shovel, I shot him again. A couple of other things the kid most likely should have thought through a little better. The old man, when asked his name by the news, asked to be identified as Lurch. Now, I don't know why they call him Lurch, but that's got to be some kind of an indicator. Let's go break into Granny Jones's house. Want to? No, you guys go ahead. I'm going to go confront Lurch. Lurch said he'd been shot several times in the past, and he was fed up with it. He also said his truck was in the shop, so the kid most likely figured he was not home. The news said Lurch laughed and said, "Fooled him again, didn't I?" Lurch didn't seem too upset, most likely because he was alive, and the burglar was in the hospital. Now, I don't know about you, but I have two firm rules about doing a home invasion. One is, don't do it, ever. Two, especially don't do it if it's Lurch's house. I hope everybody has a wonderful day from the Zoom Wall Zone.
We are starting off with dry weather this morning and ample sunshine, but later today the clouds increase. Tonight we have showers and some thunderstorms that have a slim chance to be strong to maybe severe. The highs today in the mid to upper 70s. Rain is likely tonight from about 6 p.m. till about midnight. Some storms could be strong. The low in the mid 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow is partly to mostly sunny, breezy, and warm. The highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us.
Rise and shine!
Rise and shine.
What a glorious day!
What are you excited about? Today is going to be something completely different.
Am I right or am I right?
I have no psychic abilities. I'm just an entertainer.
And you are a talented broadcaster.
Talent is talent. I don't care who you are.
Talent?
What's mine?
Your talent is a sad waste of talent.
That is his talent.
That is what I call natural talent.
Showtime!
Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It is time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Morning, Moore County. Hey, time to get up and get at 'em, get outside and walk the dog, walk the kids, play some golf before Rain Man Steve dumps on you this afternoon. And, yeah, get over it. I know you're all looking for your black armbands, etc., because Carolina lost last night. But, no reason to get out, to sit around the house like a Democrat in the dark or in the basement. Get out and enjoy your day.
All right, yesterday was my birthday, and it was a wonderful present. Last night, just before midnight, when Kansas came back from 15 down, I say again, 15 down, to crush the Tar Heels. Anyway, congratulations to both teams. Took a lot to get to that game, but only one can be a winner. 68 people start out hunting that trophy, and only 67 of them go away disappointed. Don't forget also, we're being heard and seen around the world on a live video stream. That's up and running at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page where the link's located, upper right-hand corner, has another icon that says on the air, listen live. Click that once, and you're listening that quick to our air signal, our stream, so to say, 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. Weather for us today here in the Sand Hills area. Well, the day is going to be pretty nice. Most of the wet stuff will come tonight between 7-ish and 11-ish will be the heaviest part. Partly cloudy today with a high around 78. Then tonight, mostly cloudy, heavy showers, chance of thunderstorms, a low of 60. Wednesday, mostly sunny, 81 for a high. Where'd that come from? Wednesday night, cloudy with showers and scattered thunderstorms, a low of 63. Thursday, partly cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms, high of 78. But Friday, we get back to a full complement of sunshine, mostly sunny and 67. Same for Saturday with a high of 60. Same for Sunday with a high of 64. And same for Monday with a high of 65. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm. Pressure is 30-28. Solar radiation 16 watts per square meter. Dew point 50. Humidity 93%. We have sunny skies and 52 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. It is 7:35, 36. 36 past the hour on this Tuesday morning. Again, Carolina blowing a halftime 15-point lead.
I was wondering late last night. I heard this great wailing and gnashing of teeth, and what just happened here? I wasn't watching.
Well,
I mean, you could hear it all over town.
I graduated from state, and first thing they teach you there is Carolina Hating 101. And they do a good job of it. By the time you graduate, you have a doctorate degree in hating Carolina because they're such poor winners. They love to rub it in everybody's face. And since we never have a basketball team at state because they won't pony up any bucks to get a decent coach, we always have mediocre. We have people like Herb Sindak, Sidney Lowe, another big winner, and the like. And now they have, I forget his name. It shows you how much dominance he has in my brain. They paid him $5 million just to get him from Fayetteville State, and of course he can't produce. He doesn't have the talent. Why is it that people like Roy Williams and Mike Krzyzewski and the like always have a basketball team on the floor that's competitive, that can win the whole thing? on any given night. They'll give it at least a good try. They'll be in the ball game all night. But yet, State just stays in the middle to lower end of the pack. Over and over and over again, ever since the 80s.
Maybe because they're focused on actually studying. Well, no, that's not true. I was going to say they're not concerned about all the sports stuff. They're concerned about studies.
Well, there have been years when they've been pre-picked to be high in the rankings because of the talent that they had recruited. But talent's worthless unless you got someone who can mold it into a great basketball team. Mm-hmm. And the coach we have right now just can't do it. So that's another reason why we hate Carolina, because we always lose. It's a rarity we win a rival game. And we have the two rivals. We have Carolina and Duke, and which we do very poorly. But it is, I know you hate the statement, but it is what it is. Till we're ready to pony up some money to get somebody like a Bobby Knight caliber, we're going to stay in the basement. And they'll give this coach 5-6 years before the fans start really wailing on the athletic director, and then they'll can him and go to the next loser they find. One of the last one that was an ESPN announcer before he became a coach at State. He was getting it on with the AD, so
I have no clue.
He had to go eventually. He always stayed in the middle of the pack. Never did produce a winning team. Okay, let's knock out some sound bites this morning. Start out with the last night attempts from the Eunuch boys to put down some punny. We'll see if they accomplish that.
Company BuzzFeed over the weekend shut down its news app. There were many reasons for the move, and number 7 will shock you.
Well, I read that thanks to the ongoing bird flu outbreak, the cost of eggs is surging in grocery stores across the country. You'll know things are bad when kids spend Easter dyeing egg beaters. Yeah, it turns out bird flu has been spreading quickly because some of the chickens have been using fake vaccine cards. Now, dude. Yeah, get this. A man in Germany is in trouble after he got 90 COVID vaccine shots so that he could sell forged vaccine cards. 90 doses. That guy could eat fried bat for dinner and be fine.
Apple is reportedly set to announce a new policy to deter thieves from trying to sell stolen iPhones. They're going to slap an Android sticker on it.
Okay. Well, as we said, the Kansas Jayhawks overcame a 16-point deficit to beat the Carolina Tar Heels, winning the 2022 NCAA Men's Championship. North Carolina had a chance to tie with a three-pointer at the last second. Here was the final call.
Okay, it's going to be Johnson to inbound. Here we go. Manick circling around. He slipped underneath. They go to Love. Love's going to be the one to take it. Puts up the shot. It's off. The game is over. And Kansas completes the biggest championship comeback all time.
Yeah, they couldn't miss when they were playing Duke. Get to Kansas, and I guess the arms are a little longer on the defense side and stuff to shoot over those people. You got to put a real high arc on the ball. And it turned out to be air ball. A TV station interviewed Prince when he was 11 years old. A Minnesota TV station just discovered completely by chance that they interviewed an 11-year-old Prince about a teacher's strike back in the 70s. And, of course, they shared the footage.
Are most of the kids in favor of the picketing?
Yep.
How come?
I think they should get a better education, too, and I think they should get some more money because they be working extra hours for us and all that stuff.
Okay.
That was some deep thought there.
Well, he's 11, so, you know.
A budding genius, musical genius there.
Well, he's just spouting what he's hearing around the house.
Talking about giving of yourself, a pharmacist is getting praise for going beyond the call of duty by giving her kidney to a customer that needed it. Here is Pastor Donnie Pickerel and kidney donor Dr. Catherine Kirkland talking about this life-saving deed.
For me to be able to live, I said either somebody's got to die or either somebody's got to be willing to give up themselves.
I feel like God puts people in your path for a reason, and I felt like Dottie came to my pharmacy for me to help him.
And she said, I want to give you my kidney. Well, you know, tears came to my eyes because I wouldn't expect her to say that. And we was the same blood type. We was both O positive. We did the fist bump together. And from there, she started doing her test, and she was a perfect match for me. And Kathleen is my angel from heaven.
Sure beats dialysis every day, doesn't it?
Yeah. No kidding.
In California, a massive 7-foot snake was found underneath the cushion of a man's couch. Boy, that'll get you up off the couch, won't it?
7 foot? That's not massive. What kind of snake was it?
Well, hang on.
All right. Well.
Here is Alec Trejo, owner of Southern Cal Rattlesnake Removal.
Oh, rattlesnake.
The man who was summoned to get rid of the snake, talking about how big it was.
That is a big
This guy calls me, he's pretty frantic. He's like, there's a snake in my couch. I literally lift the cushion, and there this giant 7-foot Vietnamese blue beauty rat snake is just coiled up right behind the cushion. You would be more lucky to find a Rolex sitting on the ground than you would a snake like this.
Well, 7-foot Vietnamese rattlesnake.
Rat snake. Rat snake.
Is that what he said?
That's what he said,
okay.
Rat snake, which is non-poison. I mean, I have rat snakes here, and they get quite long. They're much thinner. If that was a 7-foot rattlesnake, yeah, stand by. Because you and I are going to fight getting out the door. But yeah, rat snake. Yeah, there's some rat snakes around here. I've seen.
Oh, we got plenty of them.
Yeah, out in the woods. And they actually climb the tree and on the sunny side, just to get warm.
Yeah.
I've seen some, one or two long ones, really long ones.
Yeah.
And they're just kind of hanging on the side of a pine tree.
Yeah, the only poisonous ones we have around here are the cottonmouth, the
copperheads you got.
Copperheads.
I've seen those.
The rattlesnake, we have those here.
Yeah, rattlesnake.
Not too many of those, but we have them.
You got a coral snake.
And then you got a coral snake, yeah.
I've seen
They mostly live in the trees.
Yeah, I've seen a coral snake.
They don't actually have fangs. They bite and chew the skin.
Yeah,
so the poison gets worked in.
They're kind of shy. I mean, you almost have to pick it up and rub it along your finger or something like that to get that thing to bite you. I mean, they're generally going to take off. They're not hanging around.
You know this from first account, do you?
Yeah, I've seen one, man. And as soon as that thing.
No, I was going to say, you picked it up and tried to get a bite?
No. They had, like you say, they don't have fangs.
Right.
They've got, they've got sharp teeth, but they're very short. So, they're not going to leap out at you and try to grab you and sink a fang into you.
Yeah.
They're, number one, they're just gone. They're going to disappear on you.
The one you really got to worry about is the cottonmouth. They do get aggressive.
Cottonmouths.
And they look a whole lot like the water snake.
And it's spring of the year, so it's breeding time, and you get in their territory, and a cottonmouth will defend it. Yes, they will.
Yeah. They'll come at you.
Yes.
And sneak up on you, which I got in a fight with one doing that. I won the fight.
Well, we used to get guys, up Virginia Beach where you got all kinds of swampland and rivers and things like that, and you'd get way back up. And we had a guy, he had a snake get in the boat. I don't know what kind it was. He said it was a cottonmouth. I don't know, but snake got in the boat with him, and he started shooting.
And sinking?
Yeah, he had about 4 holes in the bottom of his boat.
He used a shotgun, did he?
No, he had a little pistol, which is dangerous because,
the ricochet can get you.
Yeah, they use these shot shells, and then you got stuff bouncing all over the place. Yeah. That was funny. Hey, I guess he had some tape. He taped them up.
Well, Chris Rock's comedy shows continue to sell out. Now there's a safer way for him and others to do stand-up comedy these days.
Now you can be prepared for whatever happens in front of a live audience.
Ain't nobody above an asshole.
With the official Chris Rock stage helmet.
Just don't do it.
The Chris Rock stage helmet lets the audience see your face.
The reason to kick an old man down a flight of stairs. Just don't do it.
But includes a heavy-duty reinforced molded polycarbonate, guaranteed to absorb the shock of whatever hits you.
And if I'm having an argument with a man that's bigger than me, I know there's a zone I don't go into.
And it's lightweight, so you can wear it for your entire set. The Chris Rock stage helmet. Will Smith says you can get them at Dick's.
Well, you know, if Chris Rock had some brass, if he was ever doing a show and he knew Will Smith was going to be there, he'd get one of those, you know, sparring helmets and put on and do the show wearing that.
Oh, I see.
Yeah. Oh, Will's here.
I see Will Smith out there.
And put that thing on. But I can't imagine they'd ever be in the same building together again. So.
And look who he's with, Jada. Then flew the helmet.
Oh well. Yeah. The more and more I read about those two, and only because of all the stuff that's gone on in the last week, I kind of got interested. Yeah, what a couple of losers.
Do they not like each other?
I don't know what their deal is, but yeah, you know, they're out doing all kinds of weird stuff.
Well, now that the NCAA men's tournament is over, get ready for another major sporting event out there.
It's time again for the Masters. All the stereotypical camera shots, a bird in a tree, the walking bridge, and a rocky wall that says the Masters on CBS.
Yeah, I tell you,
the Tiger's going to play as of now.
Yeah, that's what I saw. Yeah, okay, good for him.
Game day decision will be made.
But they're absolutely right. You know, every now and then I'll tune in, and you got they're playing at St. Andrews there in Scotland. They got the scene of the little bridge there, and yeah, it's
Amen Corner.
And they're all whispering. Yeah, can't speak in overly loud tones.
Today is National Caramel Day, or Caramel Day, however you want to say it, but you have to say it right before you get to eat any.
April 5th is National Caramel Day, so enjoy a nice, gooey, chewy piece of caramel today. Unless you say caramel, in which case, shut your candy hole and learn how to say it right. You should not be allowed to eat caramel unless you pronounce it correctly. Carmel isn't caramel, it's Carmel.
A quaint little beach town in Northern California.
And Carmel isn't caramel, it's caramel.
Clint Eastwood used to be the mayor of Carmel.
There are caramel apples, candies with caramel, and caramel corn.
Not caramel corn.
Yeah, you can get some sprayed on your coffee there at Starbucks too, if you're so inclined.
Well, you've heard all the headline news, but we're the only one that brings you not headline news.
This is not headline news. Kanye West has pulled out of Coachella. Something else that won't be at Coachella? Deodorant. Miley Cyrus got COVID during a tour of South America. She says it was totally worth it, but at the same time, it was only her third or fourth most fun way of catching a virus. Shia LaBeouf and Mia Goth recently welcomed their first child. There's no word on the name of its therapist. And CNN's streaming site made its debut. It includes a dance competition show hosted by one of the network's most popular stars, Ballroom Blitzer. This is not headline news.
So that's true. CNN finally put their junk on streaming.
I guess. You know, if you pay the extra bucks, you get more in-depth stories. I think it's a newsy version of Fox Nation. Fox Nation is more of a feature channel, and CNN probably a little more newsy channel.
Well,
otherwise I do cut for the news, and they'll do a cut for the CNN Plus when they do a story.
No, I don't have Fox Nation, so I don't know.
It's only $9.95 a month, $9.99 a month.
Well,
They got it on special right this month, I think. Where you get it for half price for a year.
Oh, well, that's where they put out a couple of those in-depth movies or something. Yeah, okay, documentaries or I don't know.
Yeah.
All right, I got you.
Or The Fall of the Alamo, and Judge Janine does American Castles.
Right, yeah, she had something else going on there. Yeah, okay. No thanks.
No.
American Castles.
There's some things on there pretty good. Like they have Cops. You get a new one every Friday.
Oh, is that where the new cop show is?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. No thanks.
How much time? A climate activist glued his hand to a microphone in protest while being interviewed at British radio station LBC. Here's the moment that Nathan McGovern stuck his hand to the mic while being interviewed by LBC host Tom Swarbrick.
You have a massive platform, right? Oh, here we go. You have a massive platform, a microphone that you can use to tell people about the situation we're in, and you are not using it, right? By the way, for those of you listening, wondering what the banging on the microphone was, Mr. McGovern has apparently, I think, is it glue? You seem to have glued yourself to the microphone, so that's fantastic. If you're not going to use the microphone for the people of this country, the people all around the world, to let them know what's happening to their lives right now, you've been invited on someone else will.
Oh, by the way, they'll say $3,000 microphone you just ruined. Won't be getting out of here without the money.
Well, what can you say? Some people just, rude, uncultured, uneducated.
Yeah. Let's do some things we need to know today so we do not sound stupid. Well, our Twitter feeds first. Twitter. Elon Musk is now Twitter's largest shareholder. It's time to lift the political censorship. Oh, bring back Trump.
Yeah, a friend of mine, mentioned that last night. I was talking to him, and he said, hey, Elon Musk is in charge.
Well, you broke it right here on this station.
We can get Trump back, and we discussed all the I can't say that, all the knuckleheads who had all their insensitive, or a little too sensitive to actually read a tweet from Trump. So, we can look forward to all the whining and crying and gnashing of teeth when Trump puts out a new tweet.
Yeah.
Can't wait.
From the New York Post, Madonna's unsettling programming TikTok video sparks fan concerns. Don't know what that is all about. From Brent Tolman, very sad day. My sister-in-law, Angie, unexpectedly died. Let's see. That one I shouldn't have picked up. Donald Trump Jr. Secret Service paid over $30,000 a month for Malibu mansion to protect Hunter Biden. Hunter Biden rented a $20,000 a month Malibu home.
Yeah.
To do his whores and crack in. But the Secret Service, in order to keep him protected, had to have one next door.
And we paid more for them than...
At least for $30,000 a month.
There you go.
From the New York Post, set this out. MSNBC host says white people do not understand Will Smith's slap.
What's that? White people don't understand?
No.
Will Smith slap.
Yeah, that's it.
Okay. All right.
From racist MSNBC.
There's another moron. Okay. You got to put that individual's picture up on the moron wall.
Representative Lisa McCain said we went from an administration that put America first to one that puts America last. Governor DeSantis says Joe Biden's reckless border policies have allowed 2+ million foreigners to enter our country illegally via the southern border. Revoking Title 42 will supercharge the skyrocketing flow of illegal aliens, increasing drug, human, and sex trafficking. This is dereliction of duty. Trump Jr. says the wealthy and powerful would rather Biden steal your prosperity and wreck your children's future than endure a few mean tweets.
Oh, yes, there we go. The mean tweets.
All right. Coming up on 8 o'clock, all your latest news, sports, and weather straight ahead. And we shall return on the backside of that. It's 8 o'clock.
We are starting off with dry weather this morning and ample sunshine, but later today the clouds increase. Tonight we have showers and some thunderstorms that have a slim chance to be strong to maybe severe. The highs today in the mid to upper 70s. Rain is likely tonight from about 6 p.m. till about midnight. Some storms could be strong. The low in the mid 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow is partly to mostly sunny, breezy, and warm. The highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Broadcasting from the top of the North Carolina Sandhills, 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB, Southern Pines, Pinehurst, Aberdeen.
News this hour from townhall.com. I'm Rich Thomason. While the Russians continue blocking the Red Cross from reaching desperate civilians in some parts of Ukraine, in other areas,
the amount of destruction, the amount of human suffering that we are seeing in places that we can reach is really shocking.
Alona Sinyanko with the International Committee of the Red Cross. Correspondent Charles de Ledesma says the Russians are pressing their offensive in Ukraine's eastern reaches.
Russian President Vladimir Putin's government is pouring soldiers into Ukraine's east to gain control of the industrial heartland known as the Donbass. That follows a Russian withdrawal from towns around the capital Kiev, which led to the discovery of corpses, prompting accusations of war crimes and demands for tougher sanctions on Moscow. The Ukrainian General Staff says Putin's forces are focused on seizing the cities in two regions controlled by Russian-backed separatists and the Black Sea port of Mariupol.
Satellite images appearing to contradict the Kremlin's claim that the killing of civilians in the Ukrainian town of Bucha occurred after Russian troops had pulled out. Well, looks like she's in.
Judge Ketanji Brown Jackson's elevation to the Supreme Court appears all but certain after Republican Senators Lisa Murkowski and Mitt Romney announced Monday evening they will vote to confirm Jackson. With that, Jackson has support of at least 3 Republicans. Senator Susan Collins of Maine announced last week she would support the nomination.
That's correspondent Mike Rossi. One arrest so far in connection with last weekend's deadly mass shooting in Sacramento. Police still looking for multiple suspects. On Wall Street this morning, stock futures in the red. Dow futures are down 66 points. NASDAQ futures off 21. S&P futures 7 points lower. More on these stories at townhall.com.
Tell me why Relief Factor is so successful in lowering or eliminating pain. I'm often asked that question. Pete and Seth Talbot, the father and son founders of Relief Factor, tell me they believe our bodies were designed to heal. The doctors who formulated Relief Factor selected the 4 best ingredients, 100% drug-free ingredients that each help your body deal with inflammation. Order the 3-week quick start now. Discount it to only $19.95 to see if it will work for you too. Call 800-500-8384. ReliefFactor.com.
How long does it take to tackle a home project? With Angie, you could cross it off your list before this ad is over. Just tell us what you need. Indoor or outdoor, repair or redesign. And we handle the rest, sending a top pro to get it done. You don't have to lift a finger, except to tap the screen or click the mouse. Plus, Angie is free to use. So bring us your next home project, and we'll bring it home. Download the app or go to Angie.com. That's ANGI.com to get started.
More than 40 lawmakers have left the Sri Lankan president's coalition government amid ongoing domestic unrest.
Protests have continued in Sri Lanka against the worsening shortage of basic supplies, including fuel and food. Those taking part in the demonstrations are also demanding the resignation of President Rajapaksa, accusing his government of failing to tackle the economic crisis. In the meantime, Ali Sabri, the new finance minister appointed by Mr. Rajapaksa, has resigned a day after he was sworn in for the job. Sri Lanka is facing a severe foreign exchange crisis and struggling to pay for imports of fuel and other goods.
That's a BBC's Embarrassing Etarajan. German investigators have shut down a Russian-language dark net marketplace that they say specialized in drug dealing. They seized Bitcoin worth $25 million. Prosecutors in Frankfurt describing the Hydra Market platform as the world's biggest illegal darknet marketplace. Townhall.com. Help is on the way for seniors who want a COVID test.
Medicare says millions of enrollees will finally have access to free over-the-counter COVID tests at drugstores. Monday's announcement coming amid worries the latest variant, BA2, will spark another rise in U.S. cases. More than 59 million people with Medicare's Part B outpatient coverage will be able to get up to 8 free at-home tests per month, enough for an individual to test twice a week, as most doctors recommend. Jason Walker reporting.
Senate bargainers have agreed on a slimmed-down $10 billion package for COVID treatments, vaccines, and other steps. The compromise dropped funding to help other countries fight the pandemic. The compromise drawing quick support from President Biden. He initially had pushed for a $22.5 billion package. More on these stories at townhall.com.
We're proud to be working with our local businesses for the greatest comeback of all time.
Come together.
With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
Did you know 80% of Americans think pre-planned funeral arrangements are a good idea? At Pines Funerals, we encourage our community to have a plan in place to take care of those you love so that your final wishes are observed. Call 910-947-2224 or visit us at pinesfunerals.com today to request free planning information and see why more families prefer Pines. Pines Funerals, in association with Fry and Prickett, Kennedy, and Powell Funeral Homes, serving Carthage, Robbins, Southern Pines, and surrounding communities.
The best in-store service, unbeatable prices, locally owned. This is Catherine Phelps. Joe and I are the new owners of your local Sears hometown store, where creating relationships and helping our customer make an informed buying decision is our business. The month of April, all home appliances are up to 30% off, an extra discount with your Sears card, or 12 months, no interest. Shop your locally owned Sears hometown store in the Town and Country Shopping Center, Aberdeen.
At Pool Automotive, being local and family-owned isn't just a title. It's the lifeblood of our business. The moment you walk into our Aberdeen showroom, you'll be treated like family. You see, we believe that all our guests deserve quality, reliable used vehicles, and we have the inventory and finance options to make it happen. When you buy a new vehicle, the second you drive it off the lot, it's already depreciated by thousands. Before you throw that money away, come to Pool Automotive and check out our huge selection of premium vehicles. We have high-quality, off-lease vehicles, most of which are one-owner cars with low mileage and remaining factory warranties. Something else we do to save you even more? We don't charge documentation fees. Yep, you heard us right. No doc fees here. Come in today. 500 South Sandhills Boulevard in Aberdeen, or call 910.
Line individually, as a family, or a group. Then ask everyone you know to sponsor you. The event is $30 in honor of our 30-year anniversary. Prizes to be awarded. To learn more or register, visit friendsoflcpc.org. Then click Laps for Life. Deadline to register is April 15th.
If you're like most folks, you love your home. You love your neighborhood and those that live around you. But when you go inside your home, you see that it is in need of a massive updating, especially those bathrooms, kitchen, and great room. You know that these areas need upgrading, but you also know what a task it is to do it yourself. Hi, I'm Steve Leader Adams, and I've built over 2,000 homes, and I and my partner Larry Postlewaite have over 70 years of construction experience and have our own remodeling business called Relive It Remodeling. We also pride pride ourselves on making remodeling jobs an easy and enjoyable process for our clients. We look after everything from permits to the last paint stroke. We also show up when we promise and stay until completion. And we also recycle any materials through the Wounded Warrior program. And here's one more promise. Nobody, and I mean nobody, does better quality work than we do. For your next renovation job, give me a call right here at WEEB at 692-7440 or check us out on the web at relivitremodeling.com.
Fast, fresh, and always great tasting, the Daily Combo Special from Honey Baked Ham for only $7.99. A terrific and tasty lunch sandwich from Honey Baked Ham, accompanied by a side and drink for only $7.99. Make it a Honey Baked Ham Day with their $7.99 combo.
NCN News. I'm Mike Rayleigh. North Carolina's stunning run through the NCAA tournament ended Monday night with the Tar Heels falling short, losing 72-69 to Kansas. North Carolina forward Armando Bacot says that the training staff did a great job getting him ready for the game after suffering an ankle injury on Saturday.
Right before the game, I really couldn't even jump, and then that's why I kind of went back, and we just kept trying to take a crack at it, and they didn't give up, and luckily, I was able to play 38 minutes.
Western North Carolina Republican Congressman Madison Cawthorn spoke on the floor of the House of Representatives Monday to attack his liberal counterparts over their conversations about gender.
They've exchanged natural science for a party platform and declared war on biology. Your left-wing movement is forcing children to endure radical expressions of sexuality, and yet you can't even define what a woman is.
Many world leaders are saying that the bodies left in the streets and mass graves found in the Kyiv suburb of Bucha are war crimes. CBS's Deborah Patta went to see the evidence.
What I saw in Bucha is among some of the worst I've seen. I personally saw evidence of war crimes, and these stories can't be staged, and the overwhelming grief that I've witnessed, that just can't be manufactured.
State Ag Commissioner Steve Troxler says there are now 5 turkey farms in North Carolina dealing with a viral outbreak of avian flu in its birds. He told WITN,
We learned very quickly how to humanely euthanize these birds. We train on it. We're ready to go.
Mourners held a vigil to honor the 6 people killed in a mass shooting in downtown Sacramento on Sunday. Mayor Darrell Steinberg says the city and the nation must address the epidemic of gun violence.
We will never give in or give up to the idea that in this country of blue and red, that it's just impossible to make any real change.
You're listening to NCN News.
2 years ago, America had energy independence. Now, gas is the most expensive it's been in history. President Biden and the Democrats have given us the Green New Deal and have shut down the Keystone Pipeline, creating soaring gas prices and product shortages while making us even more dependent on foreign oil. Even worse, Biden now says his plan is to consider buying oil from Iran and Venezuela. That's not an energy policy. It's a policy for disaster. The common sense answer? Stop buying oil from our enemies and restore our energy independence. Here in North Carolina, there's one candidate who will do just that. Marjorie Eastman is the only candidate for Senate who is not a career politician. She's a decorated military veteran, a mom, an entrepreneur, and a political outsider ready to go to Washington to restore common sense. Marjorie Eastman for U.S. Senate. Paid for by Restore Common Sense PAC, www.restorecommonsense.usa.com, which is responsible for the content of this advertising, not authorized by any candidate or candidates committee.
North Carolina lawmakers won't take up any business during a scheduled 3-day reconvened session this week. Only a handful of House and Senate members returned Monday as each chamber gavelled floor meetings in and out within a few minutes. EU member states may be poised to enact their toughest sanctions yet over Russia's invasion of Ukraine.
I'm Vicky Barker at the Foreign Desk in London. EU finance ministers are meeting today to consider a 5th round of sanctions against Russia over its invasion of Ukraine. And they may recommend new penalties targeting Russian oil and coal. But the big one, natural gas, will likely not be included. Russia supplies 45% of the EU's natural gas. So far, only Lithuania has permanently pulled that plug, though the other Baltic countries have imposed temporary bans. Vicky Barker, CBS News, London.
Crowds of locals and tourists flocked to the Carolina Beach area as the calendar turned to April, rain turned to sun, and students began planning their final days of spring break.
Bobby Nivens has owned Britt's Donuts for nearly 50 years. He told WECT.
More and more people are discovering it. We're getting a lot more people down here because they found out this is the best place to live.
If you're a national parks fan, there's a new pass to get into one of the most popular.
The nation's oldest national park, Yellowstone, is celebrating its 150th anniversary by offering an inheritance pass. It costs $1,500 and grants one of your descendants entry starting in the year 2172. The money will be used to improve trails, education, native fish conservation, and scientific studies. The park's facing a host of challenges, from climate change to pressures of surging visitation. Deborah Rodriguez, CBS News.
Mike Rayleigh, NCN News.
The pollen count has been on the high side for the past several days. We have another round of rain coming in later on tonight that will help wash away some of the pollen, and a secondary round coming in on Thursday. Now, unfortunately, later this evening, there is the risk for strong to severe storms, mainly in the Sandhills, Fayetteville, and over to Goldsboro. The highs today in the mid to upper 70s. Most of the day will be dry. Showers and storms likely this evening, mid 50s to low 60s, the lows. I'm Mike May in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
Right now here in the Sandhills area, we have sunny skies, 53 degrees, humidity 91%, dew point 50, solar radiation 32 watts per square meter, pressure 3028, winds are east of 1. It's 8:14. Let's take a look at your Sandhills news for this Tuesday morning. A 22-year-old Carthage man was arrested on 3 charges related to a domestic assault incident, according to the Southern Pines Police Department. Jacob Pickard was arrested after Southern Pines Police responded to the 400 block of North May Street back on March 17th to a domestic situation. The investigation revealed that Jacob Wade Pickett was involved in a domestic assault where he had strangled his victim, causing injury. This according to a news release from the Southern Pines Police Department. During his arrest, Pickard was physically aggressive, with officers attempting to place him under arrest. Subject was charged with assault by strangulation, assault on a female, and resisting a police officer. And average gasoline prices in North Carolina have fallen 1.2 cents per gallon in the last week, averaging $4.01 per gallon today, according to Gas Buddy survey of 6,092 stations here in North Carolina. Prices in North Carolina are 15.8 cents per gallon higher than a month ago and $1.41 higher than a year ago. The national average price of gasoline has fallen 5.4 cents per gallon in the last week, averaging $4.17 per gallon today. The national average is up 25.5 cents per gallon from a month ago and stands at $1.31 per gallon higher than a year ago, according to Gas Buddy data compiled from more than 11 million weekly price reports covering over 150,000 gas stations across the country. That's your WEEB local news this morning from the Sandhill Sentinel. And, of course, you can go online to sandhillsentinel.com for more information. It's 8:17. Sports is next, and it's right now here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB.
The Morning Sports Report is brought to you by Hughes Supply of Pinehurst. With over 50 years' experience, Hughes Supply can handle all your plumbing project needs from start to finish. Call 910-295-5541 or visit them online at HughesSupplyPinehurst.com.
NCN Sports, I'm Josh Zach.
It's March Madness, so madness can happen.
And madness did happen last night in New Orleans as Kansas pulled off the biggest comeback in national championship history, beating North Carolina 72-69. The Tar Heels jumped out to a 40-25 lead at halftime, but the Jayhawks head coach Bill Self used their deficit as motivation in the locker room.
I did tell them before the half was over, I said, which would be harder, being down 9 with 2 minutes left or being down 15 with 20? And they all said being down 9 with 2 minutes left. I said, so we can do this.
And they did. Kansas came out in the second and opened the first 10 minutes with a 31-10 run to take a 6-point lead. Armando Bacot battled his way through an ankle injury at one point, hopped on one leg in a desperate attempt to get back down court on defense after he drove to the basket and fell down in pain.
I was just trying to drive to the basket, and I just kind of unconsciously tried to go up off my right foot, and that was an ankle I injured, and then I just rolled it again.
Carolina shot just 27% in the second half and went scoreless over the final minute 41 seconds. They missed their last 4 shots, including Caleb Love's desperation 3 at the buzzer. Head coach Hubert Davis consoling Brady Manick immediately afterward.
It was important for me to do that because I love the players and I care for them, and they were very emotional and crying, and that's my job, is to support them and to care for them and to love them and to be there for them.
The Heels fall to 6-6 in the title game, while Kansas wins their 4th national title. Today marks 1 year since Carolina named Hubert Davis as the head coach of the program to take over for Roy Williams. Meanwhile, John Shire, now officially the head coach of the Duke Blue Devils after Mike Krzyzewski's tenure ended. One of his first duties will be filling out his support staff after Duke assistant coach Nolan Smith announced he's leaving to take an assistant head coaching job with Louisville. This is NCN Sports.
If you or someone you know has been the victim of a crime, the North Carolina Department of Public Safety Office of Victim Services is here to provide support. The office provides a range of free, confidential services to help you regain yourself, receive compensation for damages incurred, protect yourself and your family, and move beyond the stigma of being victimized. Visit ncdps.gov/4victims. That's ncdps.gov/4victims.
Science, technology, engineering, and math, or STEM, is an important part of instruction in North Carolina, but not all schools can provide it. NC Green Power is a nonprofit promoting STEM education through its Solar Plus Schools grant program. Donations to the program help provide training for teachers and hands-on activities for students. Plus, schools save on energy costs with an educational solar array. Help students by supporting Solar Plus Schools today. Visit ncgreenpower.org. Learn more and donate to benefit STEM education. ncgreenpower.org.
Washington Commanders are refuting a report that they allegedly withheld ticket revenue from visiting teams. A team spokesperson said in a statement there was absolutely no withholding of ticket revenue at any time, and added that anyone who testified to Congress suggesting that committed perjury. A lawyer for the former Washington VP of Sales and Customer Service said her client testified truthfully and accused the NFL club of defamation. Front Office Sports cited sources reporting to the House Oversight Committee that it received information to indicate Washington withheld the revenue. The league pools 40% of all ticket revenue for the road team. Congress began investigating the team earlier this year after the league did not release a written report of an investigation into sexual harassment within the organization. Josh Zach, NCN Sports.
The greatest comeback of all time is underway. Remember to shop local businesses. A reminder from Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
John Cole's Plumbing Professionals has been voted Best Plumbing Company in the 2021 Best of the Pines competition, making them the area's best plumber for the 3rd year in a row. And they'd like to sincerely thank each and every person who voted. They'd also like to renew the promise of exceptional customer service, quality workmanship at a fair, on-the-level price. That's the winning formula at John Cole's Plumbing Professionals.
John Cole's Plumbing Professionals.
Aaron Cooper here with Cooper Ford. To say the past year and a half has been tough is an understatement. And it's during these times that we truly value the community in which we all live in. At Cooper Ford, we continue to do all we can to pour support back into the community, because taking care of each other is what it's all about. And that's why we won't have any market adjustment stickers or any of our new Fords like so many other dealers. We believe in fair and honest pricing and have from day one. So please come see us here in beautiful Carthage or visit us on the web at cooperford.net.
Cooper Ford, working hard to be your hometown dealer.
Hey, there are hundreds of restaurants in Moore County. Some are unique, but only one has Zaxby's. Zaxby's on 15501 in Southern Pines. Zaxby's has the most chicken options in town, whether you want it hot or not. Zaxby's can do it all. Their vast menu has something for everyone, no matter if you're dining in or driving up to take it home. Zaxby's has the cure for your chicken craving. Located on 15501 in Southern Pines near Holiday Inn Express.
This is more than just innovation. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile at Keys Appliance Center in downtown Aberdeen. This is no spills autofill for hands-free fill-ups from your fridge. This is no preheat air fry right in your oven for food that's crispy without the oil. This is an in-oven cook cam so you can check on your food from your phone. This is smarter innovation. This is GE Profile. Upgrade today with your local appliance experts at Keys Appliance Center, located at 104 East Main Street, downtown Aberdeen. Call us at 910-944-8887 or shop online at keysappliance.com.
Serving more people, more places, 24/7. If your AC breaks down, we'll restore your indoor heaven. Installation or repair, one call, we'll be there. It's your family, don't delay. Comfort's just a call away. We're Comfort Services. Comfort Services.
Comfort Services in Aberdeen wants to make sure your expensive HVAC equipment is protected. They can provide a compressor defender to protect you from power surges and brownouts. Comfort Services also urges you to consider an upgrade from those monthly filters to Honeywell Whole House Media Cleaners. If you replace your heating and cooling system now, you can choose either one of these items at no charge. Call 910-695-2665 or stop by Comfort Services on Highway 5 next to Habitat in Aberdeen. 695-2665.
Comfort's just a call away. Comfort Services.
For over 40 years, the Village Design Group has been helping homeowners create stunning living spaces right here in the Sandhills. Vicki Stone and her staff would like to help you create your own stunning living space with their 12,000 square foot showroom. Take advantage of their professional services from design, remodeling, or new construction. Located in Southern Pines next to Zaxby's, call them at 910-692-1000 or find them on the web at villagedesigngroup.com.
If you're like me, you have to be diligent about watching your weight every single day. Despite how well you watch your weight, the one barrier that's always standing in your way is the belly fat you just can't seem to get rid of. Despite your best efforts, it's always there. Well, now there is a way to get your body to release the fat stored in those belly or thigh fat cells. It's the Ultra Slim Fat Melting Method, a non-invasive, non-surgical body sculpting treatment. This is a light therapy treatment, and the best part is you're guaranteed to lose 2 inches in your waist, hip, or thighs in a 32-minute treatment. I know it works because I've done it. What have you got to lose besides those 2 stubborn inches? Dr. Sharon Wright with Wright Chiropractic in 7 Lakes can give you all the details. Why not set up an appointment by calling her at 673-2225. That's 673-2225 and tell her Steve sent you. And finally say goodbye to your stubborn belly fat.
Sandy Ridge Memory Care provides all the amenities of home while providing personalized resident care and a dedication to a safe, secure, and comfortable environment for your loved one. Providing care for dementia and Alzheimer's population has been our specialty for over 20 years. Research has proven that a loving, structured, and intimate home environment successfully fulfills the needs of both the one affected by dementia and Alzheimer's, as well as the family caregivers. As one of the largest memory care facilities in North Carolina, we feature 3 separate secure units within our community. Each wing is designed for individual needs and preferences. Call for an appointment or just drop in to tour our facility and discover for yourself the care that sets us apart. Located only minutes from Moore County and surrounding areas, Sandy Ridge Memory Care is the right place at the right time. On Bowman Road in Candor or online at sandyridgeliving.com. Call 910-974-6000.
Thanks for help bringing the economy back. One local purchase at a time.
Kind of uplifts you and you feel better.
It's the greatest comeback of all time. With Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM. WEEB.
The Zumwalt Zone is proudly sponsored by Moore County Citizens for Freedom. Always looking out for you.
Hello, I'm John Zumwalt, and you're in the Zumwalt Zone. Last week in Akron, Ohio, a teenager broke into the house of a man who's 74 years old. Kid came crashing through his front glass door. That seems like an unfair match, doesn't it? A teenager and an old man? The old man felt the same way, apparently, so he shot him. Kid made his way downstairs to the basement, and he grabbed a shovel. He probably shouldn't have grabbed a shovel because, to quote the old man, when he saw the kid had a shovel, I shot him again. A couple of other things the kid most likely should have thought through a little better. The old man, when asked his name by the news, asked to be identified as Lurch. Now, I don't know why they call him Lurch, but that's got to be some kind of an indicator. Let's go break into Granny Jones's house. Want to? No, you guys go ahead. I'm going to go confront Lurch. Lurch said he'd been shot several times in the past, and he was fed up with it. He also said his truck was in the shop, so the kid most likely figured he was not home. The news said Lurch laughed and said, "Fooled him again, didn't I?" Lurch didn't seem too upset, most likely because he was alive, and the burglar was in the hospital. Now I don't know about you, but I have two firm rules about doing a home invasion. One is, don't do it, ever. Two, especially don't do it if it's Lurch's house. I hope everybody has a wonderful day from the Zoom Wall Zone.
We are starting off with dry weather this morning and ample sunshine, but later today the clouds increase. Tonight we have showers and some thunderstorms that have a slim chance to be strong to maybe severe. The highs today in the mid to upper 70s. Rain is likely tonight from about 6 p.m. till about midnight. Some storms could be strong. The low in the mid 50s to low 60s. Tomorrow is partly to mostly sunny, breezy, and warm. The highs in the upper 70s to low 80s. I'm Mike Mays in the North Carolina News Network Weather Center.
And now, the Sandhills' #1 morning show. Mornings with the LeaderMan. Here on Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. And heard and seen around the world at talk973.com.
The best part of waking up is waking up with us. Rise and shine. Rise and shine. What a glorious day.
What are you excited about? Today is going to be something completely different.
Am I right or am I right?
I have no psychic abilities. I'm just an entertainer.
And you are a talented broadcaster.
Talent is talent. I don't care who you are. Talent? What's mine?
What's mine? Your talent is a sad waste of talent. That is his talent.
That is what I call natural talent.
Showtime. I'm back.
Good morning, Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. Welcome back to the most listened to program in all of the Sandhills. It's time once again for Mornings with the LeaderMan. I am Steve Leader Adams, along with the Colonel, retired Marine Colonel Jeff Drummond. Good morning, Colonel.
Good morning, Moore County. Hey, coffee and donut time. Dave Hensley's here for his report. So pull up to the kitchen table, sit down, and have a listen.
Don't forget, of course, we're being heard and seen around the world on our live video stream. That's available to you at talk973.com or talk1041.com or WEEB990.com. Top middle of the page is where the link's located. If you're looking just our audio stream 24/7, it's available to you in the upper right-hand corner of every one of our web pages where the icon says on the air, listen live. Click it once, you're listening that quick. Weather for us today here in the Sandhills area. It's going to be nice today. Not bad. It's not going to be a washout today. The rain really comes in here late this afternoon for early evening. Partly cloudy with some heavy showers and thunderstorms late today. High around 78. Then tonight, mostly cloudy, heavy showers and chance of thunderstorms a low of 60. All that pushes out during the overnight. And we'll go mostly sunny on Wednesday with a high of 81. Wednesday night, we gin up a little more moisture. Have a chance of showers and thunderstorms again, a low of 63. That moisture hangs around Thursday, partly cloudy, scattered showers and thunderstorms, high of 78. It pushes out during Thursday night. We'll go for a low of 50. And Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, all sunshine. Friday, 67, Saturday, 60, Sunday, 64, and 75 on Monday. Right now around the Sand Hills, winds are calm, pressure 3028, solar radiation up to 50 watts per square meter, 2.51, humidity 89%. It is sunny and 55 degrees currently here at Talk 97.3 FM, 104.1 FM, and 990 AM WEEB. All right, it's that time again, boys and girls. See if our school board members can see if they're smarter than a fifth grader. All right, of course, our contestants are school board member David Hensley and the Colonel. And
yeah, where's that duel this morning? I got to sit in for the professional here. I'm disappointed.
I know. He's UA, but the more accurate thing is not school to see if school board members are smarter than a fifth grader. It's whether two Marines are
Yeah,
smarter than a
there
fifth grader.
Well, between the two of us, we'll see.
All right, time to see if you're smarter than a fifth grader. Let me get rid of some of this stuff so it quits making noise in the background. All right. Okay, the following questions are from a standard fifth grade curriculum in the U.S. Answer 4 out of 5 correctly, or you ain't got the sense of a fifth grader. Number 1, what percentage of air we breathe is made up of oxygen? Let me get the answers out. Is it 78%, 21%, or 99%?
It's 21%, yeah.
I'm going with the Colonel.
Yeah. Well, with the exception of a Democrat's basement where it's down around 9%. So
Yeah, I think most of it's nitrogen, isn't it?
Yeah.
So-
Yep.
Yes, exactly. Yeah.
75% nitrogen.
Yeah, pure oxygen actually is bad for you.
Okay, so if most of the atmosphere is nitrogen, why do I have to pay extra to get nitrogen put in my tires? What a racket. Okay.
Well, you just use the air hose.
I am announcing the formation of Quantico Nitrogen Services.
There you go.
I'm going to sell nitrogen for 3 times.
What is the
more than
advantage of nitrogen in your tires?
I believe the molecules are larger, so that there's less air leakage through the pores of the rubber in your tires, so it leaks out more slowly.
Yeah, that's one, and then heat doesn't heat up like oxygen.
It dissipates heat or something better.
Yeah.
Okay, number 2. February is Black History Month in America. In what year was the first African American elected to the U.S. Congress? Was it 1868, 1883, or 1918?
Okay, I can tell you this. We can discuss the year here in a minute, but I can tell you without reservation that person was a Republican.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah, and what were the date choices again?
Was it 1868, 1883, or 1918?
No, 1868. Reconstruction had started.
Yeah, it was the 1800s. I'll go with 1868, but it might be the other one.
It was 1868.
Yeah, Reconstruction. They're almost between 1865 and 1878, 1880, somewhere in there. More than 2,000 blacks were elected throughout the South to public office, and overwhelmingly all of them were Republicans, every one of them.
Right. Then the Democrats came in and they started the Ku Klux Klan and all that. So.
That's the 1883. That's when most of them ended up. That's when you saw the great drop off. There were none elected after that because the Democrats formed the KKK and basically ran them all out of office.
Right. They made it very tough for them to vote.
Democrats did that.
Right.
Democrats, yes.
They still are doing it.
And doing it today, yes. Yep.
All right, we're going to let David answer this one first.
All right. Oh, no. Wait a minute. Wait, you discovered my technique.
What type of government is a king or queen who are the head of state? Is it a constitutional monarchy, a constitutional democracy, or a democratic aristocracy?
I'm going with a constitutional monarchy.
Yes.
It is very good.
All right, yay. We should have had Bob here because that's more of a social studies civics lesson, and then we could have gotten a detailed explanation.
No.
Bob, we love Bob wherever you are. We love you.
Could have gotten deep in the weeds. All right, two more. What two elements primarily make up the sun? Is it hydrogen and oxygen, hydrogen and phosphorus, or hydrogen and helium?
C.
Yes, I will go with C.
We piggybacking again.
No, I knew that one.
Well, I know it's not oxygen.
Although phosphorus was a good one.
Phosphorus, yeah.
Like white phosphorus. Oh, wait, but the sun's yellow.
Yeah,
No,
yeah,
can't be.
right.
Can't
Little
be
Willie Pete.
Pete.
Why would you say it's not oxygen?
Because that would, it would have burned up ages ago.
Long time ago.
Yeah, I think it's hydrogen fusion, right? Hydrogen and helium fusion is the whole thing. It's
I forget.
hydrogen.
We discussed it long ago, and I've forgotten. 5th grade.
So let's connect some dots. You say hydrogen and helium, right?
Yes.
That is the correct answer.
So if our atmosphere is 75% hydrogen, we're just one good ignition away from being the sun.
Something to think about.
Yeah.
No, we're
Can you take that laugh back, please?
Our atmosphere is nitrogen.
Nitrogen, mostly
oh,
nitrogen.
yeah. Okay, well, then we're good. Then we can fill our tires up and not have to worry about bursting into flames.
And
No
lastly,
spontaneous combustion.
where is Algeria located? Is it South America, Africa, or Asia?
Africa.
Africa.
Specifically North Africa on the Mediterranean, yeah.
Speaking of North
I
Africa.
take it you've been stationed there, huh?
Been by it a few times.
Speaking of North Africa, I saw in the news yesterday most of Ukraine's grain exports go to Africa, specifically North Africa. So stand by for, disruption and food and all of that.
Well, we produce enough wheat and grain here to supply all our needs. Thing is, we get choked down by allotments. And if the allotment's not there, you can't grow it. But we can increase the allotments and feed the world,
right,
including Africa if it comes to it.
Right, and if you could get Bill Gates, quit buying up arable land, the Chinese, et cetera, and put all that in production, yeah, certainly. Yep, you're absolutely right.
Okay, I'm out of questions.
Of course, we put most of our corn into the gas tanks, so.
Well, how do we do? We did 100%.
Yeah, you got them all.
So we did an A.
Yeah.
Very good. So we're like
today you are smarter than a 5th grader.
All right, or at least as smart. We did well for 2 Marines.
Yeah.
So let's go through. Yesterday was a school board work session, and I don't know what to make of this. I don't know if the pilot reported it. I pointed it out to their reporter, but
If they did, it wouldn't be accurate.
every vote that we had yesterday was 7-0.
7-0. Ooh,
Yes, everything was unanimous.
Yeah.
But so I'm just going to go through the agenda and we'll talk about whatever. So the first thing we voted, we approved the agenda. Okay, so that was a 7-0.
Easy one.
That was an easy one. Start
off easy.
That has not always been easy. That was, I think, our first session back in December of 20 was not. Anyway, so we voted to approve the agenda. Then we did the COVID-19 management update. That's required by the state legislature every month or every meeting.
Right.
We have to take it up, and we voted to continue our policy, which, by the way, is mask optionals for everyone, everywhere. I mean, in summary, in the class, on the bus, everywhere, masks are optional. And if you get exposed to COVID and exhibit no symptoms, you're not quarantined or you're not segregated in any way. Only if you exhibit symptoms are you sit home from school and have to isolate.
Yeah, sure. That
So
just should be.
So the COVID stuff, is continuing. Although I see COVID is percolating in, a new variant coming out of China. That would be just in time to affect the elections, right?
Right, exactly.
Yeah, so we got to be ever vigilant against them using that, not in education, but other places. Here's one. We endorsed the process for appointment to the Sandhills Board of Trustees. So let's talk about this for a minute, because this is very, very, very important. So Sandhills Community College has 12 people on their Board of Trustees. 8 are appointed locally and 4 are appointed by the governor. So the governor of North Carolina appoints 4 people to the Sandhills Board of Trustees, 1 each year, and they serve with 4-year terms.
Right.
That's how we get the Helen Probst Mills and people like that on there. The county commissioners appoint 4 people to the Sandhills Community College, and same thing, 4-year terms on a 4-year rotation. And the Moore County School Board appoints 4 people to the Board of Education. And last year, they were just going to reaffirm the person that was on there with no sort of solicitation for resumes and all that. And I objected, and I suggested last year that maybe rather than just rubber stamping and reaffirming the person there, maybe we should see who in the community is interested.
Sure.
So we put a process into place where we sent out a call for people who are interested. They submit a cover letter and a resume. We get those in, we consider them, and then we vote on it. And we did that last year, and we're going to do that again this year.
Yeah, good.
So I would suggest anybody in the listening audience, or anyone in the listening audience who thinks they have someone who are qualified and interested, it should be posted on the Moore County School website today or tomorrow. But if you're interested in serving on the Sandhills Community College Board of Trustees, please, brush up your resume, dust off your resume, write a cover letter and send it in, and we'll take a look at you.
Do you only take people like with massive resumes about education?
Well, that's the question. Are there any specific qualification type of?
It seems like you need diversity on the board, maybe somebody with
some
great management abilities or whatnot to kind of balance out everything.
So
a non-bureaucrat is what I'm trying to get.
So that's actually interesting. Everyone says we have to have teachers, we have to have administrators, we have to have people coming from the academic industrial complex to serve on school boards. They don't say the same thing about college boards.
Right.
And the Board of Trustees here, I can't think of any, the Sandhills Community College Board of Trustees, I can't think of any educators who are on it. There's people like George Little, who's a business person, insurance, Art Blue, who's an attorney. The person we appointed last year was a retired executive from, somewhere up north. If I recall correctly, Helen Probst Mills, I don't think she's an educator. So the Sandhills Community College Board of Trustees appears to be full of business people and people with business and law backgrounds, which is exactly what you're saying.
We always need one carpenter. No matter where you go, you need a carpenter who figures things out from a very logical perspective every time.
Let's talk about that for a minute. And in my opinion, an ideal school board, let's say you have 7 people, education, you have college prep,
right.
You have vocational, technical, you have fine arts, and you have performing arts, right? I mean, that's the historical kind of what schools do. And, it would be nice, an ideal school board would be a business person who has contract negotiation, accounting experience, management experience, an attorney, which is Bob, right?
Mm-hmm.
And before that, it was Bruce Cunningham. And people from the VOTEC. I've always said it would be nice to have, and I'm talking school board, but the same thing goes to Sandhills Community College.
Right.
The Sandhills Community College, a big part of their mission is VOTEC.
Yeah.
So it would be nice to have someone who started out as an HVAC person and then started a successful HVAC company, or started out as a plumber, ended up with a successful plumbing company.
Well, I know, like the plumbing night, Rodney Swarms.
Yeah, someone like that. He teaches there, right?
Yeah, he teaches there.
Yeah,
and he's already there. Yeah, that's right.
It would be nice to see someone apply that's growing up through the trades, because we don't need another attorney on there. There's plenty of business people on there. There's plenty of attorneys on there. How about somebody who grew up and in the trades, has demonstrated successfulness and business acumen in the trades, and let's put that person on the board so that they get the perception. The board has the experience and perceptions of someone a tradesman, because that's a large part of what Sandhills Community College does.
Yeah. General contractor, specific, one of the specific trades. Yeah, any of this.
That's the main reason you go there.
Right.
Yeah.
So anyway, so if you're qualified and interested, get that in, and then we'll go through it. So that's what we've. There's a third thing that we added. We are sending out a request for proposal for legal services. Moore County's attorney, who's been the attorney for 12 years or so, a firm out of Raleigh, they are no longer going to be with us. They at the end of the year, they are withdrawing. So we're going to be searching for new attorneys to represent Moore County schools. So, and that was a 7-0 vote as well.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
7-0.
Get somebody a little more local.
Yeah.
We'll see. Education law.
Because I don't see why we're sending our money out of the area when we could keep it here.
Well, there's a couple firms up in Raleigh that specialize in education law and are full service law firms. And then, there's two ways you can go with the school board. You can hire, and any board, you can hire a full service firm out of Raleigh or Charlotte, or you can hire a local person. Most of the county, the villages around here, they hire local attorneys. The school board historically has hired one that specializes in education. We'll see what responses we get.
Well, hopefully, hey, they're an attorney. They should be able to smarten up on it, and get into those specifics. Maybe that's what you need, somebody with a little bit of a fresh eye looking at some of that.
Yeah, I for one, think that we pull the trigger too much on attorneys in Moore County schools. We do not need an attorney sitting at a school board meeting for 7 or 8 hours paying that person whatever their hourly rate is.
Sure.
We can get through meetings and
send the questions over.
Send the questions over. If any one of us were paying for an attorney in our own private lives or in our jobs, like work, I would not pay an attorney to sit there 8 hours a day at work in case I need him for 10 minutes. Right. Yep. So we can, our administrative assistant can keep the minutes of the meeting. We can, if we come up with something we feel like we need legal advice, then we can make a note and we could go into closed session and make a call or call the next day.
Yeah, either pay by the hour as you need him, or put him on retainer, or however you want. It's just so he's responsive to you when you need him.
Yeah, and look, there are legit legal questions. I mean, there's 1,800 personnel. There are legit legal, sale of land. There's legit situations where you need an attorney to weigh in, or you need the services of an attorney. But we could save a lot of money by not having attorneys sit there all day. So
sounds good.
And then finally, we voted to adjourn, and believe it or not, that was unanimous too. So there's some other stuff in between, but those are the things we voted on.
The most important thing, adjournment.
Yep. So, so what else was on the agenda? Let's talk about there were two opportunities. There were two opportunities for the public to weigh in, and I'd like to talk about this for a bit. I mentioned it in yesterday's meeting. There's a movement afoot, and it got shot down last year to start the Connect Virtual Academy, which is 100% virtual schooling in Moore County, to make that its standalone school. And they put a survey out to the public. And this is one thing I want to talk about. They put a survey out to the public. What do you think of doing this as a standalone school? And if I remember correctly, we got 20 responses. and 20 responses out of 13,000 students.
Wow.
So if you think about it, we have, any student can respond, any citizen in Moore County can respond. We've got 100,000 citizens in Moore County, but if you just look at stakeholders, there's 13,000 students, there's 1,800 employees, there's roughly 8,000 families, just to make the math easy. So you got 23,000 stakeholders. You send these surveys out, and in the case of the virtual school, we got like 20 responses, which is 8/100ths of a percent, or 8/1000ths. I forgot, I did the math. And then on the budget, there was a public comment period, and I think we got 250. I don't recall. I'd have to go back and look. I think we got 250, 300 responses. So you got 100,000. So education consumes 48%, I think, of Moore County's budget.
And you got 20.
And you send out comments on the school budget. There's 100,000 residents. There's 28,000 stakeholders, that have direct relationships with Moore County schools, and you get 300 people responding. So, it would just be nice to see more people responding, because 20 people responding, that's a cul-de-sac.
Right.
And literally you're looking at the responses for the virtual academy, and they kind of all said the same thing. So it was just a group of people who got together. Hey, let's all respond, and that's all you got.
That's an activist group.
Yeah, and you know what? Good on them. I mean, that's what they should do. But that's all we got, is we got the response. Pretty much. There are a couple others, but probably 15 of the 20 respondents were one group, just based upon the uniformity of response.
I know one course you need to teach up there at Sandhills, and that is selling. Whether it be
salesmanship,
how to sell, because then a student who graduates in that can literally write his own paycheck based on how much they sell, whether it be a manufactured product or real estate, or I know you got a real estate class up there, but it's still they teach you the real estate law, but they don't teach you how to sell real estate.
It's not so much what you're selling, it's how to make that approach and be a salesman.
Right, exactly. Because there's a lot of demand for that.
You going to teach that course, Steve?
Me? I can teach you what I know about it.
Yeah, so how's your search looking for salespeople for WEEB?
It's thin, very thin. Yeah. To get qualified candidates, it's tough.
Here's a good bit of news. We out-of-state field trips require the permission of the school board. So those were all suspended during COVID, and Northmore is looking to go to they won the state thespian, the state championship for some of their plays and whatnot. So they are going to the national finals thespian competition in Bloomington, Indiana. So that's exciting stuff. We get a vote on that next week. So there's a group of students from Northmore going up there. So that's exciting.
Wow. Yeah. Yeah. There's lots of opportunity out of state. And I mean, you're close to South Carolina, lots of stuff down there, lots of stuff in Virginia. Yeah.
You can also teach radio and TV up there.
Yeah.
With everybody doing podcasts these days, they can learn how to talk for an hour and sound interesting.
The other thing that's interesting is we had a report on our strategic plan, and again we got feedback on the strategic plan, and not a whole lot of people giving feedback. And what we're going to do is, Dr. Locklear proposed this, and he's absolutely right. We're in the middle of a superintendent search, so what we're going to do is we're going to, we got the we're doing the mission analysis of our previous strategic plan, getting public input on our previous strategic plan. The board is going to talk a bit about what we think our strategic plan should look like, And there's a lot of stuff we need. If you look at our current strategic plan, it talks about world citizens. There's a bunch of social justice stuff in there. There's a bunch of equity stuff in there. They put in there 4 years ago, 2 years ago, 4 years ago. We need to strip that out, and we need to get back to the basics of education. We need to focus on the fundamentals. We need to talk about making American citizens, not global citizens.
Yes.
And we need to focus on developing young men and women of character. You know, not all this equity nonsense. We need to go back to the basics. But the point is,
30 seconds.
What we're not going to do is we're not going to finalize our strategic plan. We're going to get everything ready, and then we're going to hire a new superintendent. Then we'll work together with the new superintendent. So the new superintendent participates in that process.
Where would a link be so somebody could put in, make some input to that on the Board of Education website?
Yeah, I think the comment period for the previous strategic plan is over. I don't have my notes in front of me. So anyway.
All right, David, Colonel, great show today. And so it goes for this Tuesday. Have yourself a great, safe day. We'll see you back bright and early tomorrow for a Hump Day Wednesday already. Until then, support the local businesses you hear on WEEB. They're the center of our economy here in Moore County. You want to give them first crack at your spending dollars, because then 68% of your spending dollars will stay here in our economy and roll over and create jobs for our people. And be sure when you go to these merchants, tell them WEEB asked you to come, because that will help us. And don't forget also that millions of Americans have fought, and they have died to give and protect the freedoms that you get to enjoy today. Live today worthy of their and their family's sacrifice. I'm Steve Leader Adams and the Leader Man, and Nick and Colt the dog will all see you at 2 o'clock this afternoon at the dog park.